Hey everybody, Mr. K back. It's summertime and gonna show you a new project that we got going on and some tips. Okay. So today we have a '01 Ultra Classic and we're going to go ahead and put a front tire on it. So I'm going to show you a couple tricks that you can use. Doesn't require a lot of tooling or anything. So there's our bike. There's our front tire. Now I do have a tire machine, so that makes it easy, but sometimes just getting the tire off of the motorcycle, getting the wheel off is tough. So first thing I do is we're going to go ahead and I like to mark with a Sharpie the direction of the wheel, because when you get the wheel and you dismount the tire and maybe move it around to clean it, you're like, oh, I can't remember which way it was going. So we go ahead and we do that. If you put it on with Sharpie, it'll come right off with a little brake clean. Alrighty. Then the next thing I like to do is, if you take a small little jack like this, you can buy them at Walmart or whatever for like 20 bucks. There's 30 probably now. Is you go ahead and you stick that underneath your rubber mount right there. We're going to go ahead and tighten that up. And jack it up. Now you're going to go ahead and catch that rubber mount. You'll see it underneath there. Let's see if I can get a better view of that. Right underneath there. And you'll start lifting the bike up against the kickstand. So the kickstand's supporting it on one side and your jack is opposite of your kickstand, and you can raise it up and your wheel is now up off the ground. Alrighty. And as long as you can get it up far enough to spin the wheel, a lot of times once you get all the stuff out of there, you can go ahead and slip it out of there. Okay. I always throw a protective cover on there. You don't have to do this, but I do. Just gives your customer a little bit of, I have a protective cover that I slip on there. You can use a blanket or a shop towel or something like that. Just gives your customer a better feeling if they see you're using all the precautions that you can to protect their motorcycle. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and take the caliper mounts off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and undo these. I'm just going to loosen those, and then I'll come over to the other side and take off my axle nut, which is 3/4. Alrighty, I'll be back. Okay, so I got the axle fork cap nuts loose, and to loosen the nut I had to put a screwdriver in there, and I went ahead and was pulling the axle out. As you can see, I have the calipers off. They're a 10 millimeter 12-point socket, and you just take the ones that mount the caliper. Don't split the caliper, but take the ones that just mount it to the fork, and then we're going to go ahead and pull this out. Hopefully I can show you with that. So we're going to lift up a little bit, slide the axle out, and get your spacers out of either side, and there we are, our wheel is free. I don't know if I'll have enough space yet to get it out. So what I have to do is put a couple more jacks onto the sideways. There we go. And there my wheel is out. Now I can go ahead and change it. You can see that right there. Needs a tire. All right. So that's off. Now I throw a jack stand underneath there just in case the jack were to fail or slowly collapse. But that is how you can get your front wheel off. As you know, you can see the arrows. All right, so we're going to go over here and dismount this tire on the machine, and I'll be back. And I got my jack stand on the floorboard arm in case it would come down. And so of course we took our tire machine, and using this we went ahead and broke the bead, and now I have the tire up in there and my arm is set. So let's see if I can do this with one hand. We take our bar, we slip it in there against the machine, and we step on the pedal. It comes right off. Now, not everybody has a tire machine at your house, so whether you do it the old-fashioned way with bars or screwdrivers or whatever, the main thing is to make sure when you put the tire on, it'll have a rotation arrow on it. So make sure it matches up to your arrows that you put on there before. Okay, there's the rotation on my tire for a front wheel fitment only. And there's the same direction as I marked, so we got it right. Usually also too, you're going to go ahead and take the yellow dot and match it up to your valve stem. But I'm not sure where he got this tire because there is no yellow dot on this tire. I checked it out and it's not on this side, it's not on this side. But we got him hooked up. 38 PSI on this Ultra. Now's the time where you could go ahead and check your bearings to feel if they're nice and smooth or are they gritty. Okay, that might be a time for a set of wheel bearings. I know these wheel bearings were replaced, I think the last time a tire was put on. So they feel really good. Okay. Also too, I'm just going to say that I know when you put on tires, there's a recommendation that you take it easy for the first so many miles because they do from the manufacturer put a type of coating on this that you're going to want to rub off before you go into some hard cornering and that. So just take a nice easy ride around to get that worn off on the pavement. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. I don't have a balancer, but if you had a balancer, this would be the time that you're going to balance it. And we're going to put it back on. And every time I have a bike in here that has the wheel off, it's mandatory that I take it for a test drive. So I'm going to go ahead and take it for a nice easy ride and scrub a lot of that coating off of there. Okay, getting ready to put the wheel back on, and I'm going to go ahead and take the spacers and clean them up, see what they look like. Now would also be the time to go ahead and check your axle. Look pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and hopefully I can get you to view back in there, hopefully. Okay, we'll see. So we're going to go ahead and take it and slip it up underneath here. Just got to be careful. And there it is. It's in there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead, put our wheel spacer in there. And lift our wheel, slide it in. It should go in nice and easy. Put our other wheel spacer in. There we go. Alrighty. So we got that in there. And we're going to go ahead and take care of the axle torque. Let me see if I can get that. So we're going to go ahead and put our flat washer on, the lock washer on, and our axle nut. Now we're going to torque that to 55. And if you're torquing that and you see that the axle is spinning, that's why they keep the screwdriver here and keep that axle from turning. Okay, we're going to torque that to 55. Then we're going to come over here and equally adjust those 1/2 inch nuts until we get about 11 foot-pounds. That's not much, so make sure you don't over tighten them because you sure won't want to bust one of those studs off. All right. Also too, I might want to mention that when you're in the shop and you have your calipers off, please don't hit your front brakes. Or if you have buddies that are hanging around in the shop and they come over and they're squeezing the front brake, that's going to pop your pistons right out of your calipers, and that's not going to be a fun day. So don't touch your front brake lever until you get them all back on. Alrighty, got everything nice and cleaned, brakes back on. Brake bolts are about 25 foot-pounds. You want to check the pads while you're there. Got all the, took some brake clean and cleaned off all the Sharpie. All right. And we'll go ahead and make sure that the brakes work. Nice, they're right there. Nice and good lever. We'll go ahead and move the jack stand. Now we're going to turn your wheel a little bit, and we'll go ahead and let down the jack, and I'll show you how to do that if I can. Sometimes it takes two hands, so you can go ahead and just slowly let down this jack, and there you go. And slide it out. And there we go. Sorry. Got to get the hang of that. Okay. I am ready for a test drive now. So hey everybody, it's a hot day, but hopefully you're having a great summer. And when you're out on a motorcycle, be safe. Ride defensively. Keep your eyes out for the deer because they're out there all over. All right, everybody have a great summer and God bless.